we hope to see is very clearly one objective, and that's increase nitrogen use efficiency.
Over a third of our input cost will be in nitrogen alone.
I don't think any farmer would disagree that they want something that's going to make their nitrogen use more efficient.
The key for us is the efficiency.
This is why we're testing N-Finity.
In 2024, 344 field trials were conducted to test a new offering from Loveland Products, N-Finity, which is designed to improve nitrogen use efficiency by increasing the availability of biological sources of nitrogen. Aaron Galt and Kess Berg were among the first to use N-Finity on their corn. What follows are the results of those trials.
Say as an industry, what is our efficiency? At one point we were at 1.2, then we got to a 1, now we want to be at a 0.8. On average, what do we truly want to get to? You know, whether or not it's a wet acre and you want to guard against denitrification, or is it that dry acre and you want to have more N available?
The reason the plot runs all the way through the field, we wanted to go through very stable environments where we know that N's not potentially lost, but also introducing that variability of having more loss potential so that we can see how the product performs in both environments. A lot of research is done on small plot where you have very consistent environments, and in the end, the only thing you get is yield.
We believe it's a three-pronged approach in terms of what our technology will deliver. It helps to fix atmospheric nitrogen. The second component is the ability to liberate organic nitrogen pools that exist in the soil profile, convert those organic nitrogen pools to a plant available form. And third, there is N-fixing bacteria in the soil profile, and by enhancing the activity and recruitment of those N-fixing microbes, the plant takes in more nitrogen.
Yeah, I'd say probably a 15% larger root mass, I think, and that goes back to building that bigger factory. Overall, with the N-Finity, a little bit bigger stalk diameter, bigger factory, bigger storage tank. Our fuel tank is, fairly empty in internode 6 here, where we have a lot of sucrose. You can see that node is still really full in internode 6, which should lead to allowing us to have bigger kernels as we finish the last couple weeks of grain fill.
We can see there's more mass here than mass here. Look at the amount of kernel abortion here. That plant was sensing, I don't have enough energy if things go really bad to finish off those particular kernels, so I'm going to start to reduce my load. Pretty easily to see there is going to be a yield difference.
N-Finity performed very consistently. 344 yield trials across 12 states and 3 crops, with an 82% win rate and 7.9 bushel yield response on average. Those are very positive economics for the farmer and a high level of consistency that we had hoped to see.
At Advanced Agrilytics, we saw a 12 bushel increase versus the control. That's huge. That's a big deal. Our NUE was right at 0.95.
In my field, it was upwards of 5 bushel, and for it to have stability in that environment in a year where, yeah, I had rain in the first 30 days, but we really didn't have a lot of saturation. I went from a 0.89 to a 0.866, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look at the expense of nitrogen and look at stability by environment, that's not nothing to write home about.
It's a metabolite. That's what you're putting in the ground. I think that's a huge difference.
The process of using the metabolites really brings the shelf life, the stability of N-Finity, so that you know what you're putting in the planter is what you bought. And when N-Finity goes into the soil, it still has its 100% effectiveness.
As we go forward, we have confidence in the performance of N-Finity across a range of growing environments, whether it's at a full applied nitrogen rate or a 10 or 20% reduction. And we have confidence that it'll provide the kind of return on investment and increased nitrogen efficiency that farmers are after.